Our next speaker is Dr. Harsh Kumar sir. Sir need no introduction. He is being awarded Padam Shri and has described almost 9 types of various laser surgical procedures in the glaucoma. Harsh sir, please.
धन्यवाद दीपक जी। और आपको देखे बहुत अच्छा लगा बड़े दिनों बाद। तो
थैंक यू सर।
ये पीछे क्या लगाया हुआ है, तुम्हारा क्या है भैया पीछे का फोटो?
यस सर।
हाँ, ये तुम्हारा पीछे का फोटो क्या है?
सर ये हमारी आरआईओ की न्यू बिल्डिंग है, न्यू बिल्डिंग ऑफ आवर आरआईओ एंड द बीएचयू गेट।
दैट्स लुकिंग नाइस, वेरी गुड। तो भैया चलते हैं आगे और फटाफट पूरा करते हैं लेजर्स इन ग्लॉकोमा। मोटे मोटे टॉपिक मैं जरा थोड़ा बता दूं। तीनों चीजें कवर हो सकती हैं, ओपन, एंगल, क्लोजर, सेकेंडरी, सब में करना पड़ता है। बट सबसे जरूरी, द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट वी डू इज द ND YAG laser peripheral iridotomy, primarily for any kind of pupillary block. So obviously we do it for acute angle closure, primary angle closure suspect, primary angle closure, fellow eye of these pupillary pigment dispersion syndrome, mixed glaucoma, and whether where we want to do an ASLT and SLT in these kinds of situations, we've made. So obviously the one which we are using is the Q-switched ND YAG. This is 1064 nanometer. और पीजीज याद रखना, कोई पूछे कि फ्रीक्वेंसी डबल्ड क्यू स्विच क्या होता है, देन इट्स अ 532 नैनोमीटर which is a coagulative laser, while this laser is the one which has a burst mode and it actually creates plasma. That is the fourth state of matter. And in primary angular, the commonest thing, almost 1 out of 8 people above 40 which will be coming to your clinic may be a primary angle closure suspect. So who are these? This may the posterior, if you do a gonioscopy, you will find that the posterior trabecular meshwork in 180 to 280, 270 degrees is not being seen. When you do indentation, you realize that it opens up. There is no peripheral anti-edge. If there is a pass, it becomes primary angle closure. But this is primary angle closure suspect. Now there are so many primary angle closure suspects, and we thought that let us do PI. Initially we were doing so many PIs, but अगर देखो तो वो करोड़ों PI हमें करनी पड़ेंगी, which is not possible. But I'll tell you also why there are so many side effects with these. So जब आप गोनियोस्कोपी करो, you feel yes it is a narrow angle, open खुल तो रहा है but narrow angle है, PACS है. So please check whether there is a family history of angle closure, whether the patient is one-eyed, whether the patient may be lost to follow-up, does he need repeated dilatations, is there a history of intraocular pressure elevation, is the other eye having primary angle closure or acute angle closure or chronic angle closure in its fellow eye. In those situations, only you go ahead and do a PI. For all others, you keep a close watch. And even in chronic angle closure, now there is a group which is realizing that अगर angle पूरा ही बंद है, उसमें pupillary block component कुछ बचा ही नहीं है, angle सारा closed है. If you do a PI, the only thing you are doing is dispersing the pigment and creating more problems by elevating the further pressure. So be very careful in these kind of situations. Obviously, in plateau-iris, the first step is to do a PI, because the pupillary block component is also partly associated with plateau-iris. So pre-laser, obviously, you must control the pressure. Always do it in a softer eye. Consent छोटी सी चीज लगती है. The day you tell the patient that 2 मिनट का काम है, उसी दिन वो ब्लीड कर जाएगा और तुम्हें 6 दिन लग जाएंगे उसको पूरा करने. So never tell him that it's something innocuous. It is not. It can turn into a nasty thing. So consent is a must. Pre-laser pilocarpine देके pupil stretch करना है. Must rule out the use of anticoagulants, and you do not stop anticoagulants. If the patient is on anticoagulants, tell him go back to the person who started the anticoagulants, let them stop the anticoagulants. And you always have to use a Abraham lens to be able to concentrate the light in the periphery. हर बार मुझे फोन आता है, कितनी एनर्जी यूज करनी है सर? अरे भाई, if you have a new laser, it may require only 4 millijoules. If it is an old laser, it may require 12 millijoules. But the idea is that I want to finish my iridotomy in 3 to 4 shots. If I want to finish it in one shot, it will be so great, I may damage the lens and so many other things behind. And if I do very little, if I am putting very little energy, what will happen is it will only chip superficially, create this thing in the AC, become hazy, you won't be able to complete. So ideally, 3 to 4 shots. The site, previously we used to say, don't do here, don't do there. Basically, if there is a lot of arcus and pannus, be careful, do not go too much in the periphery. Anyway, do not go too much in the periphery unless you have some beautiful crypts over there. Yes, then it is otherwise you may damage the ciliary body and things over there, and they may start bleeding. You don't do that. As far as the size is concerned, the size usually 150 to 200 microns is enough. Don't make such a large iridotomy that it looks like a second pupil. That can create a lot of, again, wherever the lid is falling in the edge, that is where if you create an iridotomy, they can see a lot of halos, lightning, diplopia, etc. So don't try and do that. But otherwise, wherever is that you find a deep and the AC is deepest and there is a crypt, go ahead and do it over there. Don't make it, again, another point is don't make it a ego issue कि भाई मुझे आज ही खत्म करनी है. I have seen people put bloody 1200 spots. So I was wondering वो PRP कर रहे हैं कि PI कर रहे हैं और बाद में उसको इतना edema शडीमा हो गया. So don't do that. You can make the patient sit down, wait for 2 hours. If the first time it's not completed, or call them another day if it is possible, and then do it. Do it aram se. The end point is sudden deepening of the chamber, pigment release, gush of aqueous, retroillumination is not a sure sign. Be careful about that. If PI हमने कर दिया है, chronic angle closure का case है, and we see that some of the areas of the angle are closed and some are partially closed, you can go ahead and do a gonioplasty also, which I'll tell you how to do, which can also lower the pressure by 4 to 6 millimeter in these cases. अगर डिफिकल्ट पेरिफेरल iridotomy है, भाई बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है सर, कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है, थिक आइरिस है, क्या करना है, क्रिप डेप्थ तो दिख नहीं रहा है, तो पाइलोकार्पिन से स्ट्रेच किया एंड आर्गन फ्री ट्रीटमेंट करना है, अभी दिखाता हूँ. हायर इनिशियल एनर्जी लेना है, डोंट गो टू पेरिफेरल. सो व्हाट यू डू इज एक लार्ज स्पॉट आर्गन का लो 500 या 300 माइक्रोन का एंड पुट इट ऑल अराउंड विद लोअर पावर एंड larger size. So 0.1 to 0.2 second, 0.3 watts and 300 to 500 microns, जिससे कि वो सुपरफिशियल आइरिस स्ट्रेच हो जाए. यही चीज गोनियोप्लास्टी में करती है. तो ये यहाँ स्ट्रेच हो गया और इसके स्ट्रेच मार्क्स हमने चारों ओर लगा दिए, तो ये ड्रम हेड की तरह सेंटर से फैल जाएगा एकदम. एंड देन यू पुट अ सिंगल सेंट्रल शॉट एंड द होल थिंग विल जस्ट गो इजीली. Bleed will invariably occur, so don't worry about it. Press your gonioscope and the bleed will invariably stop, but you can land up into problems. This was a secondary glaucoma, किसने करके भेजा, it was almost full up, and then we had to evacuate also at times because the things are so bad. So please anticoagulants के लिए check कर लीजिए. Pressure will rise invariably, so in all others we are not bothered. We anyway are adding brimonidine, and if there is but if the disc is compromised, don't let the patient go. Keep a watch for at least 4 to 6 hours and see that the pressures are normal. Otherwise, give Diamox or whatever you have to give. Don't let the patient go away after the PI if the pressure is on the higher side. It can give rise to corneal haze. You can do endothelial damage. People can have. So very important thing is when you are giving yourself YAG settings, do a posterior offset so that it does not come on to the cornea. And invariably there are a lot of papers now which say that there is a PSC and a diffuse cataract may also form after PI, and that is why I was telling you कि अगर हम 40 years वाले को PI कर रहे हैं, PACS में इतने सबका PI कर रहे हैं, it doesn't make sense. Because so many of them will start developing a cataract, say at the age of 45, you must have seen yourself how few people are coming to us with angle closure glaucoma. So we have to be extremely careful of not overdoing the peripheral iridotomies to prevent these side effects. Once you have completed the iridotomy, watch for pressure, give brimonidine or extra things if you require. Some people want to give pilocarpine to keep the thing stretched. Steroid antibiotic combination may also be given for a week after that. ALT was popularized by Weiss and Witter. The trick is to put a 50 micron spot size over here with any coagulative laser which you have got. Normally, we give around 180-degree spots with a laser and with a coagulative laser. And classically, it was done for OAG in fresh cases, but you can do it for therapeutic cases, especially in pregnancy, because most of the drugs are contraindicated. This can be done safely. It may lower the pressure by 4 to 6 millimeters, not forever, but for even if it does it for a year, our job will be done. So many of the secondary glaucomas, many of the patients who don't want surgery, in those situations, you can try either ALT because argan is there with everybody, or you can go ahead and do an SLT, which requires a specialized machine. So the indications are similar, but SLT can be repeated multiple number of times. So if a patient has come naive, the first time OAG has come and the patient doesn't want medication, you can definitely try out SLT. It will work in 60% of the cases. The pressure lowering may not last for too long, but it is worth a try because you don't have to focus anything. The moment you see champagne bubbles, you know you are on the right track and go a little lower. And the basic idea is that the damage is very little. So basically, it is a selective photothermolysis, and the PGs can actually mark up how it works. Then we were talking about iridoplasty. Iridoplasty or gonioplasty, I showed you larger spot size by any coagulative laser, classically argan, so that the superficial iris stretches out. So larger spot size, 300 to 500 microns, timing of 0.1 to 0.2 seconds, and the power or energy of 0.3 to 0.4 watts. And what will you can use either directly or through a gonioscope and open up the angle which are closed. So classically it is done in plateau iris or mixed glaucomas, chronic angle closure, but very important thing is that in cases of plateau iris, we don't do it in every case, but when you have done a PI, now once you dilate, you find that the angle is still closing up and the pressure is elevated. In those situations, we would love to do because the angle is still being closed up. So you will do it in the periphery and the closed angle that way opens up widely, as you can see on anterior segment OCT. Very important what Robert Rich taught us, and I have been so many times saved because if an acute angle closure comes, the pupil is mid-dilated, you can't do much about it. You can't do an iridotomy, and there are times when mannitol, etc., and nothing is working. In those situations, remember a simple technique of iridoplasty. You can just do it directly through this. And the moment you do put these number of spots, one spot separated by one spot size, and you can put number of spots over here, around 13, 14 spots in each quadrant you can put. And within half an hour, you can see things will come up like this. So it is not necessary, but many of the acute cases, even cataract, the phacomorphic glaucomas and topographic-induced glaucomas, all of them can be temporarily subsided by doing the iridoplasty. Please remember that. And in cases of malignant glaucoma, we would like to do, so you have a flat AC and post-surgery or whatever, and you can do a laser. You obviously give atropine and all other medications. You can do a laser anterior hyalotomy, laser vitreolysis, and sometimes if you have an endoscope, this thing you can go inside and do the ciliary processes burning up. Now, if there's a malignant glaucoma, if there's a lens, you can't do anything over there. But if there's an IOL or it's in a phakic, you can go in, break the vitreous phase so that the trapped aqueous behind travels forward. So many of these situations, what happens is there is a PCO behind. So the aqueous has come forward, but it is trapped here. So we have to cut the PCO right in the edge so that the aqueous can travel forward. And then you can see that a shallow chamber will suddenly deepen up like this. And again, in cases of uveitis where you have done multiple iridotomies which are failing, you can actually do a technique known as iridolenticular synecholysis. 0.5 millijoules of energy is applied with YAG, and you go on all sides in multiple sittings, hitting the synechia and not the lens, trying to be away from the lens, and you can open up the pupil like this. So a broad pupil like this can be opened up easily like this. And again, very important thing is, by chance you have done a releasable suture, but the suture breaks, you no need to worry. You can use argon laser suturolysis, have a Hoskins lens, or you can even use your gonioscope, and you can see the suture and then burn it out by 50 micron spot size, and the power used is around 0.9 to 1 watt. And then you can, the moment you do massage, the bleb will be nicely formed. If there's a huge bleb which is causing hypotony, dysesthesia, macular edema, cosmetic blemish, you can always give sutures, etc. But short of it, you can paint it with gentian violet and give large size burns the same way we told in gonioplasty, argon, any coagulative laser, large size spots given all over here can make a scar over here, and the bleb will completely disappear, as you can see over here. And same can be done with an overhanging bleb. Diode laser cyclophotocoagulation was used as a last resort in most of the times as a adjunct to cyclocryo, because cyclocryo was very painful. So, but now more and more people are doing it even in seeing eyes. So basically what we do is we use a diode laser and set the power at around 1600 to 1800 milliwatts, duration of 2000 millisecond, interval 1000 milliseconds. You can give spots, around 6 to 8 spots in each quadrant, but be very, very careful. It has to be around 1.5 to 2 millimeters away. And so there are a lot of side effects. So you have to be extremely careful. You have to explain to the patient that what are we trying to do over here. So there can be vitreous hemorrhage, there could be painful blind eye, there could be diffuse corneal edema, and it can go into phthisis as well if you are not careful. But if you are careful, if you are being only regulated, then it is fine. Micropulse laser has also come up, a new type of diode laser with Cyclo G6 or micro. So it is again a 810 diode laser. And the advantage is there's an on time and there's an off time. So basically it is the thermal damage is reduced. So initially when this laser came, I was slightly angry at the people because they started using it as an alternate to trabeculate. Let me tell you, now with time, everybody's realized what it is. Every machine, we must understand what is the requirement. So this is a good laser which can be used along with, if you have a TSCP or the DLCP, before that, this can be tried. So it can even be tried in seeing eyes, but you have to be careful because I'll show you I got this. It works well in times, but many times it may not work well for long. It may work well for very short time. I have done number of patients where I had to do a trabeculectomy where somebody else had done a micropulse, worked for 3 months very nicely, then it failed. It may work for 1 year, then it may fail. But be careful, tell to the patient there can be hypotony, there can be failure to reduce pressure, there can be bleeds, RD, and I saw this patient when one of the institutions, bilateral young male, he first bled with the micropulse and then there was a pupillary dilatation. But not to scare you, I've seen enough patients which do well, but for a limited period of time. So you may have to repeat the procedure or you may have to go into some institutions. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Deepak, unmute karo. Deepak, unmute.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful lecture. Now we have seen both part, medical management and the lasers in the glaucoma.
And thank you, Allergan India, obviously, for sponsoring
Oh, yeah.
the and for the platform they provided to us.